Good evening and welcome to tonight's Facebook Live called From the Heart. It's probably a conclusion of 3 Facebook Lives that I offered last week around living in a challenging world and the steps and the progressions that I went through. Hi Haresh, hi Cynthia, hi Ola, hi Tracy. When I called this, hi Pia, when I called this From the Heart, I wasn't absolutely certain what I meant. Hi Marianne, hi Glynis. When I was setting up to do it, the words came to me. Hi Juliet, hi Harry. Wow, this is good. Yeah, the words came to me. Do a Facebook Live called From the Heart. Okay, so is it from the heart of New Zealand? Well, not really, because we live in the Bay of Islands, so you couldn't really say that we're in the heart of New Zealand. From the heart of Facebook? Not really, because Facebook's huge. I wanted to come from my heart. I've spent 30 plus years working in the spiritual field, teaching, sometimes arguing, sometimes exhorting, and hopefully always encouraging. And everything I've done, everything I've offered, has come from my heart. Because that's, to me, being spiritual and being a mentor, a guide or a teacher on any topic is all about. It's about coming from the heart of who you are, which of course is also about coming from your soul. And in addition, it's about creating a community. It doesn't mean you have to go out and drag people in and say, let's form a community. It's about the fact that people, when you come from your heart, will gravitate to you. And they'll stay for a while and they'll move on, or they'll stay for a long time and not move anywhere, or they'll come in and out. It doesn't matter. What matters is that the bond and the connection between everyone is heartfelt. When we come from the heart, we come from the truth of who we are. We throw away the masks. We let go of who we should be and allow who we really are to shine through. And so in that 30 plus years, I've seen a lot of people and worked with a lot of people who have come from their heart. And equally, I've worked with a lot of people who've come from their head thinking that they were coming from their heart, or come from their head because it keeps them safe. And I struggle to help them to see that the greatest strength we can have is the vulnerability that we share when we come from our heart, when we allow who we be to shine, warts and all. When we come from our heart, we're not perfect. We don't try to be perfect. We don't try to get it right. We try to connect to divine will, to our intuition, and to allow that energy to guide us. Because when we tune in and allow our connection to spirit to guide us, we connect to the big picture. And we see so much more that's available to us in doing so. Hi Sarupa. It's really important for me to talk about this at this time because there are so many challenges. Because there's talk of corruption. There's talk of political infamy. I do like that word, infamy. It's very dramatic. You know, you look at the damage that the hurricane in America caused, there was a typhoon in Japan. There's always going to be something that will challenge us to come from our emotions or our head. But when we come from the heart, we don't buy into the drama. We look at what's occurring and we send thoughts of love and light. If it's for others, if it's something that's occurring to us, we ask ourselves, so what's the opportunity for growth here? I don't like this, however, there's a gift. And when we come from our heart will give us the gift. When I was a little girl, if things didn't go well, I used to say to my dad, Dad, it's not fair. And my dad always used to say to me, Helen, nobody promised you fair. And it's something that I say to other people now, because it's true. When we incarnated, we didn't incarnate to have a fair time. We incarnated to have a fair goal, yes. To give it the best of who we are to whatever our particular divine plan was. We didn't incarnate to have an even playing field where nobody would ever challenge us, where nothing would ever go wrong, because then we wouldn't achieve anything. It's through our challenges that we grow. So when we come from the heart, we're accepting that who we are is more than enough for what we came to do, that who we are has something significant to offer to others in our world, in our community, in our family. When we come from our heart, it's about being real. And that's why, for me, being part of a group of people who are like-minded and who are also working to come from their heart, and that sounds a contradiction, working to come from the heart, but who are striving to be heart-centered and heartfelt, has been so rewarding. I don't have any questions for you tonight, because tonight is more in the nature of an acknowledgement that in spite of the challenges in the world, in spite of everything that can and often does go wrong, I'm so proud to be part of a community of people, some I'll never meet, never even hear of, and who'll definitely never hear of me, but a group of people who come to do their best, to be the best that they can be, and to share that, not to prove how good they are, but to share their best with others who are sharing their best, so that we can make a change and be a significant contributor to our world. You look in the news and you'll see lots of stories about people who take. It's part of their journey too. There's something that they need to learn, and they're learning it through doing that. If we judge them, then we lower our frequency. If we recognize what they're doing, if we challenge why it's occurring, not necessarily to them, but within ourselves, why is this occurring? And if we have a reaction to it, what within me may contain something of a similar vibration, then we're always going to grow and we're always going to learn, and we're not going to judge. Some things are unforgivable, but that doesn't mean that we have to judge them. And that's going to sound a contradiction. Abuse of a child, abuse of anyone is unforgivable if we allow it to continue. So when I say some things are unforgivable, as a community, if we see things and we just accept that that's how they are because that's how they are, then we're being lazy. We came here to make a difference. We came here to be heart-centered and heartfelt. And saying it's too hard, I'm not big enough, I'm not important enough, that's where we're acting unforgivably to ourselves, because we're making ourselves small. I don't know if anybody would like to add to what I'm saying, but basically, sometimes in the midst of the most challenging times, it's a good idea to stop, take stock, look at where you are, look at who you have around you, and most importantly, look at the connection that you have spiritually that's always there no matter whether we're there or not. And ask yourself how much in your life you have to be thankful for. Because when you're thankful, you come from your heart. And in those situations, when you say thank you to another, it's heartfelt. Marianne said that she agrees abuse is unforgivable, and yet we abuse ourselves when we make ourselves small. Every time we say, I can't, it's a form of abuse. It puts us in a box. Every time we say, I can, I don't know how, but I'm sure I can, it's a form of love. And we open the horizon to what might be possible if we choose. Take some time when you're in a challenging situation and think about the gifts that you have that will help you to move through it. Take some time to feel the strength that comes from the heart of who you are to support you as you do so. We were about to launch our membership site this week, and because I'm a bit of a cynic, I was going to launch it on Friday, which happens to be Friday the 13th. Some people are a bit superstitious about that. I'm not. Because of the hurricane that hit America, some of the things that needed to be uploaded weren't able to be done because the internet went down for a period. So I don't know if it's going to launch on Friday the 13th. I hope it is. And if it is, I'll do a post on this page to let you know that it's there for people. There's a 7-day free trial to go in and have a look and see what you think. And I'd love for the comments that you might have about it. And if it's not there on Friday the 13th, it'll be there next week. Because it doesn't have to be perfect and it doesn't have to be right. It just needs to be ready. And when it's ready, it'll launch. So thank you for joining me. If anybody has any comment, I'm happy to sit here for a couple of minutes and wait to see what you might have to say. And if not, if you let me know that you're done, we can stop. So here I am, grinning like a Cheshire cat, but without the whiskers and the ears this time. Thanks, Juliet. No? No comments? Oh, Cynthia wants to know if I've thrown an astrology chart for the new website. Yes, I did. And no, I'm not telling you what it said. But it was certainly interesting. And it's going to be interesting. So we will see. Thanks for the wishes, Haresh. And thank you everybody for being part of this 3 or 4 Facebook Lives. I'm going to do more of these where I just talk. So perhaps you'll join me. I'll let you know in plenty time. So thank you, take care, and good night.